What's up, y'all? It is DREAMiV, where we dream in a variety of ways, and I am Josiah. Just wanted to say hello, good morning, good afternoon, or good night if this is nighttime when you listening to me. But whatever time it is, I hope that you are feeling good, feeling well. And today, I just wanted to get into something pretty short, to the point, and pose a question to you that maybe you can consider for the rest of this week. Now, there was this particular day while I was driving outside, and this is right after a thunderstorm. It was thundering, raining, all types of stuff was happening outside. When I come outside, the sun is starting to shine, the clouds are starting to clear, and there's this rainbow that's outside, which is nice. So I get on the road, I see this rainbow, and for whatever reason, I thought about what it would be to actually try, just on this particular day, try to reach the end of that rainbow. And I know some of us have heard, I don't even know if I should say it's a saying or phrase or like story, fairy tale. Is it a fairy tale? I'm not sure, but like there being a pot of gold at the end of the rainbow. Whatever it is, that sort of thinking is where that's kind of coming from. So I thought, what would it be like to actually try to reach the end of it? And as I started to follow that thought, I thought about where I would go, like how I would get there. Would I take a left turn? Would I take a right? And would I get off the highway? Would I get down this street or that street? But for whatever reason, not only was I intrigued by the thought, but I actually found that I wasn't really afraid of the turns that I would need to take, the different paths that I would need to go down in order to follow this light. And as I think about that right now, it's actually quite compelling to me because in life, like real life, I would say, like our daily life, which is what I mean, oftentimes I found myself being afraid of the different turns that I would need to take, different decisions that I would need to make in order to get somewhere. And I would find that there was more fear wrapped around those particular decisions than there was pursuing the actual goal or the end destination, like whatever it was that I was going after. And I wonder why that's the case. And so when I think about a rainbow, I think about light. And something that I found in reflecting on that situation with the rainbow was it was something that was exciting to me. And as I think about the things that light me up inside, when I think about them, the things that get me excited, the things that cause me to have greater curiosity, and I find that I'm able to move forward with those thoughts or those activities, even without needing a whole lot of external motivation. I find that I can get lost in it and look up and it's been an hour, 2 hours, 3 hours, and that's been fine with me. It wasn't something that was a hindrance or something that seemed like a burden, but it was something that really fed me and I felt good and I felt energized from doing it. When I consider that part of it, I wonder if maybe that's key, maybe that's important to the destinations that we're pursuing. And it causes me to question, what is it that I'm actually pursuing? And kind of compare that to the things that I do in life that I find are harder to do for me just energy wise. Like I find a hard time getting around to it, or I find myself afraid or kind of hindered by the different decisions I need to make in order to get to those things, opposed to the other things that I find that I'm more interested in, or I find that they just get me going inside without a whole lot of extra, if that makes any sort of sense. So the question I wanted to pose to you is, what lights you up inside? What is it that when it comes up in conversation, when you hear about it, when you see it, when you feel it, when you touch it, when you taste it, when you smell it, whatever it is, however you're presented with it, what is it that lights you up? What is it that piques your curiosity? What is it that causes you to have energy and want to wake up in the morning or want to spend more time doing it? And again, don't judge yourself because it could be anything. Truly consider anything, whether it's a simple task during the day, whether it's a career goal, whether it's just cleaning around the house. Maybe you like to clean. Like, I don't know. Like maybe that's your jam. Like you just love how spraying cleaning solution sounds and the smell that whiffs through the room when you get going with getting ready to wipe something down. Like I don't even know what gets you going. But don't judge yourself if that's you, if that's like what you really like. And maybe you might find that there's something worthwhile to consider for yourself there. And again, this thing about the rainbow is the fact that it's beautiful. I want you to consider that whatever it is that lights you up inside, that it is good, that it's beautiful, that there's a beautiful element to it, that is worth it. It's worth it to go forward in it, even if you're in an environment or a community or a place in life, I would say, where you just haven't really seen that validated. I know a lot of times we really want our dreams, our goals, our interests to be legitimized by the word of somebody else around us, from people who we value and their opinions. But I want to say, let your voice be the first one to affirm yourself, at least from like a human standpoint. Like, just allow for you to see the goodness in what you're interested in and go forward and trust that it's okay, that you will be okay, and that you can find life, energy, goodness as you move forward and pursue whatever that interest is. And again, it doesn't have to be major. It can be something simple. But even if it is major, maybe it's worth considering. So that's it. I wanted to pose that question, what lights you up? And as you consider that, maybe you will find that you're also unafraid of what it takes to get there. You're less bothered by the different steps. But actually, caveat, as I'm saying this out loud, you might actually find that you become afraid of those different steps as you start to apply the judgment to it. So again, I want to re-emphasize, do not judge yourself. Because if you're already judging the destination, the very thing that kind of lights you up, then you will likely judge the path that it takes you to get there in the first place. And then it's all downhill from there, basically. So, well, actually, shoot. Side note, do people say downhill when it's a negative thing? Like, it's all downhill from there. Usually downhill means easy. But does it mean like down to destruction? Man, I don't know. This is getting confusing. All I wanted to say really was consider what lights you up and then go from there. That's it. Like, when you go throughout the rest of this week, that's all I want you to do. And I hope that you have a good time doing it. Maybe share it with a friend. Maybe write it down in a journal. Maybe reflect on it a bit. But however you get to it, I hope that it's good for you. But that's all I wanted to say. So peace out. Do your thing. Eat well. Enjoy the rest of your week. Bye.